Hello, my beautiful friends. Today we're going to talk about the art of keeping chickens. Let's go. I'm Becky. I used to live in the consumer rat race just like you. But one day I had enough, so I sold it all, moved to the country, and built my own log cabin with my own two hands. Now I spend my time discovering new ways to live a simple, healthy lifestyle with more free time and way less stress. Then sharing what I've learned with you. Welcome to Becky's Homestead. I'm going to take you around my coop and explain some very important details that you need to remember and consider when you're building a coop for your chickens. Okay, let's start over here. Here's a simple run that's really easy to build, and I got this idea from one of my friends who commented and just talked about using the panels because we were talking about doing our fence with the panels. And I'm like, oh, that is such a brilliant idea. I have already used the panels as an archway to have vines grow over it and just looks so pretty. Never thought of it as a little run for a chicken coop. It's so easy. I used to build a frame, wooden frame with posts and everything, and then cover it with wire. This is so much easier. Easy, easy, easy. And the great thing about it is you can add as many as you want. This is two of them. It's the horse panels. And what you have to do is dig a trench. Now, depending on your soil, how deep you have to dig the trench to really keep it firm in there. This is great soil with clay and great grass. So I only had to dig about, maybe 8 inches deep, 6 to 8 inches deep, and it holds it great in place. Now, don't forget to attach it really well to the house, the wooden house, because, you're going to have years of weather and wind and shaking. So, it's going to move a little, but you don't want it to really start rocking and reeling. At the end down here, make sure that you dig another trench and bury a board so you have something to attach the wire to on the bottom. Of course, the sides, it's just attached to the arch, cut, and then attached to the arch really well. I like to put the perches out here because the chickens love to fly around, jump up, jump down. It's great exercise for them, and it just kind of gives them something to do. I want you to notice that there's 2 doors. So we're going to go in the coop, and I'm going to talk about that a little more. It turned out to be such a cute little coop that I named it the Cute Coop. I always have to name my chicken coops. All right, so let's step inside here. You can see the floor. What I did is I just dumped the whole bag of crushed oyster shells on the ground so they can just get them when they want. But the main thing what I want to point out is build the perches on the long side so there's plenty of room. They can get away from each other. Chickens aren't always like in love with each other. Some like each other, some don't. They need room to spread out and get away. Also notice I made 2 doors. The reason for that is there's always a pecking order in a chicken coop. And sometimes if there's just one door, the top chicken will stand at the door and kind of be like the guard and might not let a chicken in or out or whatever. And it can cause problems, just a little tension in your coop. And that's the main thing you want to avoid. You want to avoid any tension in your coop. So with having the 2 doors and a nest box in between, no problem. Lots of flow in and out. And again, it just makes it a little more interesting for the chickens. They just love to come in and out the different doors. I put the nest box in the middle so the head chicken can't run back and forth. It just is a block there. And they also use it to jump on that and then get up onto the perches. I keep a water up there and I keep a water in the corner. Again, you just want to make sure everybody has a chance to get water. If Meanie Chicken is guarding one, they have a chance to get a drink from the other. You just want everything as easy as possible. And the reason being, you want great egg production. That's what it's all about. That's what you spend your money on. That's what you work hard for. It's food. You want great egg production with as few chickens as you can keep because it's expensive to feed them. So you want to be super, super efficient. So that really helps. I buy these bags of sand, and I will just keep dumping sand in here. Just bag after bag after bag. Just keep going. Every time I go to the hardware store, I'll just grab a couple bags of sand and dump them in there. So you don't need to see me do that, but that's what I'm going to do with this. Just keep dumping sand in here. This side of the coop gets the hot afternoon sun, so I had to put a piece of sun fabric right there until my little cedar tree, which is growing so fast, gets a little bigger and blocks it a little better. So in the meantime, we'll just use the sun fabric. It's really convenient to try to put your gardens near the chicken coop. It's just you can do 2 chores at the same time, check on things at the same time, make it really convenient for yourself so you keep with it. If it's too hard, you just won't stay with it. You'll just be, oh, it'll just be too much. So try to set yourself up for success. And that part of that is making things very, very convenient. So you can just run outside, do things quickly, check on things. It's fairly close to the cabin. I call it zone 1. So if I'm cooking, I need eggs, or I'm going to be growing some vegetables, I can just come and pick it. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is raising as much of your own food as you can in an efficient, enjoyable way. I want to point out the big clumps of grass you can see, because right here where I go, which I call this animal alley, I mow the grass really short. So what I'll do is I will get my trusty little sled I have here, and I will go along and I'm going to pick up these clippings, grass clippings, and I just keep adding them to my garden with some dirt. It's lasagna gardening, that's what it's called, and you just keep kind of piling it in there. Your scraps that you have from your peelings of your vegetables or whatever, you can put those in there and just keep going, keep going, keep going. Leaves, any organic material. It just is so convenient, and right here as well. I hope these tips help you to be successful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye.